So you've bred some aquarium fish, but you don't want to deal with the hassle of online. You don't want to sell to a fish store because you don't get much money for them, and the clubs you normally sell to aren't available to sell to anymore because they're closed down right now. Well, I have a different idea for you guys that might be viable for the fish that you're breeding, so stay tuned with me. Hey guys, welcome back to Junior Breeder Quads with Andrew. Today we're talking about how to sell aquarium fish, more specifically, how to sell aquarium fish and deliver it to people's homes. You guys have to stick around to the end to see how much I actually made and the amount of time that it took me, but I think this could be a very viable option for people that have fish that they can sell for a good amount of money and that people are interested in buying at that price. So for me, I know that Celestial Prodanios are a very hot fish that people want that they can't necessarily get, and I don't want to deal with shipping them and having to deal with the hassle of that. So all the Celestial Prodanios that I bred, you can check out how I bred them up here, I decided that I would, rather than trying to sell them at auctions or club meetings or things like that, I was going to deliver them to people's homes. So in terms of delivering people's homes, there's a couple things you have to first figure out. You need to first figure out where they live, who wants to buy them, how much they're willing to pay for them, and how many fish you have. So the first thing I started off with was counting how many bags of 6 fish I had to sell, and then posting that in the band page that I have for my local aquarium club. And once that was accomplished, I just waited for people to respond back to me, asked them if they are interested in it at this price, and if they said yes, just asking them for their address and telling them a rough time that I would be coming by on a Saturday afternoon to deliver them. So after I confirmed that they would be interested in them and were available on Saturday to be home to receive them, I then just went out and drove around and delivered them. And rather than showing you guys a bunch of B-roll of me actually doing that, I'm just sitting here now and not wasting as much of your guys' time with just pointless shots of me driving around Louisville. So after 3 hours of delivering fish, I delivered to 4 different people, and I delivered my Celestial Prodanios and the corkscrew valve that I had from my tank that I actually set up for propagating aquarium plants for sale. And I'll also include a link up here of what that tank looks like and what all that is. So when going out and delivering these fish to people's homes, I was able to see some really cool tanks. I'll leave a picture of Ed's tank right here. It's a beautiful ADA tank, and the Celestial Prodanios are going to a smaller ADA tank that he had. And I got to meet another gentleman, Damon, who might be taking me out to go collecting native fishes around Kentucky, which is also really cool. And I never would have made these connections or met these people if I had just sold them online or sold them to a fish store. Whereas, delivering it to somebody, I was able to actually meet these people and make connections with them and, expand my community that I have around me of fish lovers. And some of you guys may be wondering, like, how is this possible? Like, what did you actually do and whatnot? It's like, well, I did include a delivery fee inside of that cost of the fish that I was selling. It was more of, you usually pay for shipping, and rather than paying for shipping, you're paying for a delivery fee. And so I just wrapped that up into the overall cost of my Celestial Prodanios that I was selling. There really weren't many questions asked about that, and it was just sort of like, okay, you're delivering them to my house, I can understand that price, and we're good to go. So I spent 3 hours and made $225 in those 3 hours between 4 different stops. And I sold my Celestial Prodanios adults and subadults for $40 a bag, $35 a bag, and $20 a bag for 12 stems of corkscrew valve. So in all of this, I made about $70 an hour selling fish to people and delivering it to their homes. So for you guys, again, it might make sense for you to do it if you have fish that are of a high enough caliber and would receive that amount of money to make it justifiable. And for some of you guys, it might not be an opportunity. But even with that cost of delivery and everything else and my time spent, I still am coming out of this net positive, all things considered, with how I have my breeding set up and how many fish I'm breeding and selling at any given moment. So if you guys found this video helpful and inspired you guys maybe to do this, or have any questions about home delivery or how that might work, just feel free to leave it in the comments below and I'll try to answer them. And for you guys that stuck around, I appreciate it, and I hope you guys have a blessed one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.